In this video I will show you how I turned Jabba's throne from Star Wars into a bed for my dog, but she's out for a walk now, so I might just use it for a little while. There seems to be a bit of a pattern where a funny name flashes through my mind and I somehow decide to turn that into a project, and this was no exception. I just knew I had to do something about Jabba the Mutt. For the backrest and the other decorative items on the throne, I jumped into Nomad Sculpt, which I totally fell in love with as of lately. That being said, this piece alone was so large that I had to split it in 4 parts, and that resulted in 2 very long 24-hour prints. Look at the size of this thing, it's incredible. I never printed something so big. It's like being 8 again when you unpack those large boxes with toys that you need to build. But there's going to be some work involved in this. I need to remove the supports, which is going to be nice and fun. But then there's also a lot of contour lines that needs to be sanded down. The original idea was just to print it and use it as it is. That's why I printed it in brown, because I thought that painting it wouldn't be appropriate for pet use. But on the other hand, it doesn't look good. I'm gonna give it a quick sand with the mouse first, and then I'm going to use the Bondo to fill all the gaps and all the biggest layers, and then I will give it a final sand, and then priming and sanding and priming and sanding and priming. And finally I gave it a few good coats of high build primer and left it to dry for a long while. Well, let's build the frame. I am very excited about the fact that I am using scraps that I found in the garden, except they're looking a bit tired, so I'm going to fresh them up a little bit and then I will get going. I really only just gave them a quick pass with the sander to remove some dirt and mold, and before I knew it I was ready to cut all the parts on the miter saw. For the front and back frame I decided to use dominoes, and that's for 2 main reasons. The first is that it's very easy and quick, and the second is that it doesn't introduce any metal, which will come very useful in the second stage. And that's because for the side braces I decided to use pocket screws instead, because they're also very quick and easy to apply. Doing it this way, I can rest assured that the screws are not gonna hit each other when I drive them in. Which means the only thing I need to worry about is making sure that everything is nice and square and goes together smoothly. Until the point I can finally pick up the frame, put it aside, and have a very satisfied expression on my face, which usually means is good enough. I'd be cladding the frame with OSB, and after breaking the sheet with the truck, so I decided to make some fireworks on the table. So yeah, it turns out I bought a blade that was slightly too big and was hitting the riving knife, but I managed to shave it off and it was almost fine to use. But at least the panels went on smoothly, and all it took was a bit of glue and a few hits with the nailer, followed by a pass of router to clean up the edges. Okay, now the real fun can begin. I have already pre-cut the second cladding panels. I don't know if it's overkill, but that's the plan I came up with anyway. The box is the box, and I'm gonna say why I want to create some removable panels which will actually be split into stone pieces, which is what effectively constitutes the finished Jabba's bed. On top of which we're gonna have the matting, which is nice and soft Eva foam, 20mm thick. I mean, that's luxury, isn't it? And finally, everything will be clad with fabric. And I got a very thick and stiff waterproof fabric, because you know how it is with pets anyway. The only issue I have is that because it's not really stretchy, when it comes to the corner where I will have cornerstones, I don't think I can wrap the fabric around and just stretch it. So I would either have to sew a seam, or probably I'm just gonna cheat a little bit, and instead of having one cornerstone I will have one front panel and one separate insert on the side. I think this is what I'm going to do, but let's get started and see how this goes. I still need to figure out how I'm going to keep these panels together, because it's only 15mm plywood, so it's not that much of a contact surface, and if they have to stay removable, obviously it's a very weak joint. I think I will go for dowels. I may just use the dominoes, to be honest. I just need to find a way to make the holes. But before doing something stupid,
Well, before doing something too stupid, I'm just going to mark up where I'm going to cut all these cobblestones, and then I'll think about something.
I only used the photos of the actual throne as a loose reference, but the lines were essentially eyeballed into something that was easy to produce. Now, the sides were easily cut on the miter board, while for the top I used the track saw very carefully, and then I finished off the edges with a handsaw. And of course, because of the lack of proper drawings, you wouldn't believe how long it took me to figure out how to place these things all back together in place. Luckily, I'm shooting YouTube videos, which means I could actually check the footage and eventually find the right order.
Right, I think I came up with a plan to stick these panels together in a way that lets me proceed more or less rapidly, because otherwise it may take me ages. So first I'm going to glue them together and fix them together at a right angle with a nail gun, and then once it's all dry I will add dominoes, maybe 1 or 2, and that's gonna seal it forever and make it super strong. At least I hope. Perfect, I got all the panels ready. What I'm going to do now is stick them down onto the base box using threaded inserts. Hello. In this way they will stay removable, and as I apply them I can work out the spacing, because I think I may have to trim some of them just to even up the space in between the panels. It doesn't matter that much because I'm going to cover everything with the foam first and with the fabric on top of that, so it doesn't have to be super precise. Well, you know what's coming. Time lapse. Et voila! What a waste of time-lapse. I could have done it in real time, and you would have enjoyed every minute of it. Anyway, there has been quite a lot of adjustments. As I said, it doesn't have to be accurate, but on the other hand, I am concerned that at some points it's so tight that the fabric might actually not go in correctly. And if that happens, obviously that's gonna put everything out of shape. So now that it's all nice and stuck, I think I will run the track saw, and I will basically enlarge most of these joints. Right? I broadened the lines, now I got space for the fabric, but more importantly, the owner of the bed is asking for its walk, so it's time to stop for today and go out in the sunshine. I got nice gaps now, and I will start adding the foam. I decided that I will stick the foam onto the panels, then I will take the panels out and cut it from the back. That will save me a few bad joints, because I can just have nice clean lines, and then I will do some sculpting if necessary. I'm going to use 2 different foam thicknesses. A thinner one for the sides is only 10mm and a 20mm on the top.
I bought the cheapest foam tiles I could find, but luckily, because they are made of EVA foam, it's still a very versatile material and doesn't react badly to pretty much any adhesive, no matter how much you pay for it. So I could use contact adhesive, which is a real time saver when it comes to this kind of jobs. The padding was stuck down in no time, and after trimming the excess with a knife, all I had to do was take out all the 50 billion screws I applied and pull out the main box. And with that out of the way, it was a very easy job to run the knife through the gaps to separate all the panels and get rid of all the excess bits that are not necessary.
Right, I took some time to clear up the bench completely because I need to focus and I need to make things tidy, but don't worry, anywhere else is a mess. And I have to figure out how not to waste the fabric, because I do have a generous amount, but not infinite, and I don't want to buy more, because that will set me out of money and time, most of all. The idea is quite simple, and it should be fairly quick, because the fabric will basically just be stapled on the back of the panels. The only thing that I'm adding is some padding on the front, and that's not to make it softer, but it's to allow the fabric to stretch, because if you just stretch the fabric on a flat rigid surface, you end up with some sort of wrinkly, more or less, while this is just filling that space. Problem is, I don't have a lot of this, and it might not be enough to make the whole bed, so, well, I don't know if I'll be able to finish, but we'll try.
I'll be running quickly through this stage because it didn't really go that well, and because I have very little to teach you, and because my microphone stopped working as well, so I have no audio to describe it on the go. Let's just say that the flat panels went down really fast and easily and made me very optimistic about the process, but the same cannot be said about the bent ones. I had all sorts of issues, starting from the padding not being quite enough, to the fabric that had to be split in specific places in order to fold nicely, and finally realizing that once all it was done, there was not enough space in between the panels and the threaded insert were absolutely useless, so I had to resolve to screw the whole thing together, as I should have probably done from the very beginning.
Well, the padding is done now, and I have zero regrets about screwing it. Well, I have a couple of regrets here and there. There are a few blemishes, but guess what? My customer won't be able to complain because she barks. I don't necessarily expect this to work, but I did make a threaded insert so that the bowl can actually screw into the top here. And I never done it before, and Nomad Sculpt is not exactly an engineering software, so there's probably going to be a problem, but I am curious to find out if, by chance, it actually worked. I gave it a very light sanding, and in theory there's a lot of off-run, but I mean, I can probably already tell that it's not really planning to go in. I might be onto something, actually. Oh god! Oh god! Oh, come on! Ah, almost! I mean, it's actually going in, just not all the way, which is upsetting, but it is working as is intended, and that's extremely exciting. I just need to understand why it's not going all the way through. Okay, it's better, we are on to something. This doesn't really need to be removable, it's just an idea that I wanted to be able to. Yeah, I'll clean it up a little bit more, but I think we're there.
And that meant I could finally go ahead with the paint job by spraying everything in bronze and then gave it an aging patina with some brown glaze. I also sculpted the gargoyles in Nomad Sculpt and they came out pretty sweet, and I gave them an extra aging effect with some very diluted green patina. And I know that it looks like I'm making a mess, but I can guarantee you that once everything is dry, it worked out pretty convincingly. And this means I can dedicate myself to the final assembling stage, which involves gluing some dowels, popping in some 3D prints, drilling some more holes, driving some more screws, adding some feeds, and drilling some more holes, and screwing some more screws, and painting some stuff in goblin green to create a bit of a blur in the bowl, and gluing it down, and calling it pretty much done. And with the fitting bowl finally in place, there's only one final last touch, and I couldn't find a frog mini plush, so a little dino will do. Bye, little fella, enjoy your new home. Done. Well, I'm gonna call this done, another project leaving my workshop, and I'm very happy about it. As usual, there's been a lot of mishaps, a lot of things that I underestimated, but also a lot of things that I learned. And for being my very first upholstery piece, and possibly my last, I think I didn't do too bad.
I have learned over the years that no matter how many issues you encounter and how much frustration you go through during a project, there's a magical moment when you step back and you stare at what you have done, and it gives you an immense pleasure. And this is no exception. I may try and make a smaller version at some point, and I may call it Jabba the Cat, or maybe Jabba the Pug. Who knows? What do you think? Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel. Please put some like. Please comment. Let me know what you think about what I do. And if you want to support me a bit more, please visit my website and my store. You won't find this one, but there's a lot of other stuff that I make and that you can take home with you. Until next time, thank you for watching. I'm gone. I almost forgot. It's time to see what my customer thinks about this. So let's go and try it out. Pris, come here. Vieni qua. Come here. Qua. Yes. Sit. 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 E sit. 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 See, look at that. Look at me. Down. Down. Good girl. Stay down. 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 Stay. Good girl.